Well, here we are, everybody. This upended everything that I had, and now I have to move my entire schedule around because I started planning everything. It's the new ChRockitcal. We're returning to Insomnia land. I legit saw this and I was like, well, here we go. So, this is Shion's new band. It's a full-on rock outfit here. And the debut song is called Peace. Yeah. I'm very excited, and I kind of don't want to wait anymore, as this is part of Dreamcatcher. It's my favorite group. Let's check it out. No more waiting.
I walked away to lose my name, but silence cut it into flame. Surprise.
Ooh, okay.
난 내가 생각보단 제법 날 산 줄 알았어. 그래도 어쩔 수 없이 드는 생각. 나와 다른 너는 널성이 내 생각에 근거를 주듯 이 세상은 나에게만 꽤나 관대했고 이렇게 내린 너를 잡아먹기 어떡하냐. Ready, fight! I've been watching from the side, too high level locked on fire. Did it get me if I got time? Too much bleed, too short to try. 나 오늘 좀 부족했을까? 그래 터지는 버릇가 수많은 아픔만
Oh, it's good. This is cool. Good lord.
Well done. Did a kiss to shut you up?
Hey, that was good timing. Okay. This does a lot of things really, really well. And I'm actually very happy with how they did this. I think the interesting thing is, first and foremost, let's talk about what they could have easily have done and what they avoided as a problem. I feel like that the biggest thing would have been that this is just Shion's band. That's the biggest thing. But the fact that they actually made it feel like that it was an actual cohesive unit and not just her with a band behind her. It did feel like an actual rock group working together. And personally, I liked it. I liked that feeling because I feel like that it could have made it a little more gimmicky, and I would feel like a little more flat had they just made it more like a her side project. And I think that kind of helps this out in a lot of ways, because I feel like that it really kind of just lets them be an actual group. And I feel like that's more important in a situation like this. So let's talk about the song a little bit.
each other. Ready, fight! I'll be watching from the side. So
I was trying to debate more or less what this sounded like to me in terms of like, I've been listening to music, well, not music, but metal and rock for the majority of my life. You know, I've pretty well caught up on that genre. And I was debating on what era this sounds like to me. And I kind of bounced back and forth, but I think in the end it sounds a little more 90s rock, kind of before new metal became a thing. You know, it's an interesting mix because it's got this deep driving, really kind of, you know, low end is there.
I level up on fire. Did it get me for that side?
But it doesn't have like the weird and kind of, I'd say, signature pieces of new metal that would be established about 5 to 10 years after this particular era. So to me, this is a heavier kind of like throwback to at least this is how I feel anyway, kind of more of a 90s feel. And I think that that's an interesting era to kind of pull from, mainly because I feel like that this particular era of rock and metal has kind of been a little swept under the rug and a little underrated, because everybody just always assumes that, you know, there's like an era here, right? So you had like the glam metal and the thrash metal era. Then you got the grunge, and then nobody really kind of cared between grunge and then when new metal came in. There's kind of an era or a peak between the grunge and new metal era that I feel like not enough people talk about. And I feel like this is kind of that era of where it fell into, where it's leading up to, but not quite fully into the weirdness of what new metal would eventually bring. But there is one spot that obviously you probably know what I want to talk about. Ooh, see, to me, like, that's beautiful. And there's a little piece right here that I think is just really cool. This song is really well mixed. If you can hear in the mix, you can hear a little bit of what sounds like a really low, like, it's low in the mix. But you hear these strings being plucked. Oh, that's such a nice little touch. That's scraping the top of the guitar head. And I actually really like that feel. It's these little details, you know. I like to talk about the details. And of course, we're not going to not talk about this amazing solo here. You know, I got to bring it up. So let's talk about the gear that he's using in this particular section. This is clearly a Gibson Les Paul. I'm going to assume that it's a modern Les Paul. I would assume that he's probably not pulling out something vintage. I mean, that'd be cool if he did, but those are expensive. And I feel like I've seen this particular Gibson Les Paul before. It's almost like a coffee color. And my guess is that this is a standard, maybe even a reissue standard, which that would be sick. Those things are heavy, by the way. So my guess is that this is a standard reissue, which usually, I mean, if you're lucky, you can get it somewhere between $3,000 to $10,000. Then, of course, the thing that I find so interesting, and this is why I kind of like to talk about gear a lot. There's probably no more classic combo in all of guitar than a Marshall amp with a Gibson Les Paul. This is probably the most recognizable combo there is. I feel like personally, you could technically, if you're talking about straight up gear, I know that you probably could. You could technically also see Mesa Boogie being paired up, and it's probably gonna be like the traditional rectifier with the Mark series. That's what my guess would be. But this is probably the most common, and for a reason, because it's so awesome. But if I remember correctly, too, the guitarist is also the producer of the band. It's so good to hear her vocals, though. She is an absolute beast. I credit and say that I would put her in the top 3 greatest female vocalists in terms of sheer power and talent in all of K-pop. And this is just a welcome fit. So yeah, classic 90s vibe with an awesome guitar solo, and they didn't come to play. They came to really show up, and they did. I think this song actually rocks. So anyway, let me know what you all think, and we'll discuss this down in the comments below. Thank you for letting me nerd out. We'll see ya. Goodbye.